Hi, there's Professor Monty again. What we want to do today is we want to learn how to factor monomials three different ways. Now, the reason to do this is when we get into factoring, we want to be able to see the different ways things can factor so we can factor out monomials, so we can factor out like terms. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to factor each monomial completely. Now, remember, factoring just means get things so they're multiplied together. Each individual would be called a factor. Group all the factors three different ways, and then multiply each group together to see what we get as our solutions. So here's an example. I want to factor 20x to the third three different ways. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out 20. Now, I've got a video where I show how to break these numbers down. So 20, 2 goes into 20. I'm looking for a prime number that goes in there. 2 goes into 20 10 times. And then another prime number, 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5's prime, so nothing goes into that other than 1 in itself. So this is fully broken down. So 20 broken down is 2 times 2 times 5. And then x to the third means I have 3 x's multiplied together. So that's x times x times x. And what I want to do, this, if I multiply it out, is going to give me 20x to the third. I'm going to write this 3 times so that I can group it 3 different ways. So I've got another 2 times 2 times 5 times x times x times x, and another 2 times 2 times 5 times x times x times x. And I'm going to break these down. I'm going to group them now 3 different ways. So the first way, maybe I'll do the 2 times 5 and the x times x. That's going to be my, we'll call it the blue group. And then anything I have left has to go in the red group. All right, so I'm going to do that. That's going to be one way to do it. Let's find another group. How about we do the 2 times 2 and maybe just one of the x's. And then everything left has to be red. So that's going to be the 5 and these 2 x's. And then let's do another one. Let's take all of these as a group. Well, let's just do it this way. We'll take those and then those. And so they're all different groupings. I'm going to multiply the blue things together. So 2 times 5 is 10. X times x is x squared. So that's, we'll just write it in black, 10x squared. That's one grouping. And the other grouping is the 2 times x, so 2x. And notice if I multiply these out, 2 times 10 is 20. X times x squared is x to the third. So this is a factorization. 10x squared is a factor. 2x is a factor of the 20x to the third. I'm going to do the same thing over here. The blue group, 4 times x. So this was one answer. We'll box that off so they're separate. 2 times 2 is 4 times x is the 4x. 5 times x is 5x squared. There's another grouping. Different than the first one, but notice if I multiply them, 4 times 5 is 20. X times x squared is x to the third. And this time, 2 times 2 times 5, well, that 2 times 2 is 4 times 5 is 20x. And then times x squared. So that's a third way to group these. Obviously, there's more ways to group these. But here's 3 different ways to show, oh, I can factor this monomial, 20x to the third, 3 different ways. Here's 3 of the possible different ways. These all work. There's other ways as well. But it's getting us ready to factor, especially factor now greatest common factors, which will come next.